towards the end of last year, we journeyed to Krakow to meet a rising star of Polish football. His name is Bartosz Kapustka. Bartosz began his footballing career at MKS Cracovia, a small club based in the southern city of Tarnów. He was following in the footsteps of his father and older brother, who had both previously represented the club. Born in 1996, Kapustka grew up in the village of Pogorska Wola, just outside of Tarnów. He began training at Tarnowia aged 7, and despite being 3 years younger than the rest of the junior players, he immediately stood out. By the time he was 12, Bartosz was faced with the prospect of leaving the family home and moving to Krakow in order to join a specialist sports school and football club.
I was terrified. Lots of other people thought it wasn't a good idea and told me that I didn't know what I was doing. However, my husband had experience in the world of sport, and I trusted his judgment. And also, my intuition told me that we were doing the right thing for my son's career.
These days, I think my mother appreciates the fact I've grown up and that I've become an independent, resourceful man, despite or perhaps because of leaving home so young. I've had moments of doubt when I wondered if I'd taken the right step, and at one stage I did consider returning home. But I'm glad that I didn't do that.
When Bartosz turned 15, there was a lot of interest from the Polish Football League's biggest clubs. However, faced with the prospect of moving further away from his family to clubs such as Legia Warsaw, Bartosz chose to stay close to home and signed for KS Cracovia. The team play in the top tier of the Polish Football League and counted Pope John Paul II as their biggest fan. Bartosz is now in his 4th season at the club.
Kapustka's main strength is definitely his fitness. For an 18-year-old, he has great understanding of the game in terms of both tactics and technique. He's creative and has incredible endurance. He never stops running over the 90 minutes, and he's well on his way to becoming an accomplished player.
When Transworld Sport was in town, Cracovia was playing a crucial home game against Pogoń Szczecin. The away team came into the match unbeaten this season and was second in the league, 2 places above Cracovia. The home fans were anticipating a tight encounter and turned out in force to support their club at the Józef Pilsudski Stadium. Kapustka's skill and pace were evident early on. Although the first half ended goalless, Cracovia definitely had the edge, and Bartosz was in the thick of the action. Early in the second half, he laid on the game's opening goal. And after that, the goals kept coming as Cracovia raced to a 4-1 lead. One of Kapustka's most trusted teammates is Mateusz Dowiak.
His fitness really is outstanding for his age. Despite being only 18, he outdoes many players in terms of his stamina and mobility. Another plus point is his composure and mentality. He doesn't buckle under pressure. He's very level-headed, which means he makes right decisions at the right time. He's very mature for his age, and I think he has a great future.
The game finished 4-1, and although Bartosz didn't score, he did play a key part in Cracovia's victory. The win moved them into the top 3 in the league, a position they've since managed to consolidate. Kapustka's performances for Cracovia haven't gone unnoticed. In August last year, he received a phone call from the national coach.
My dream had come true. Every boy who plays football dreams of playing for his national team, and I had achieved it at a very young age, and even scored a goal on my debut.
When I saw him standing on the touchline and coming on for Blaszczykowski as a substitute, my heart started beating faster and faster, and I found myself getting closer and closer to the TV screen. And then, when he scored the goal, I just watched it in complete disbelief. It was incredible that such a young, inexperienced player had joined the likes of Lewandowski and the rest of the team and scored. And it was on his debut. All of a sudden, the phone calls and text messages started flooding in, and I was still very much in a state of shock.
In Robert Lewandowski, Poland have one of the most prolific strikers on the planet. For someone as inexperienced as Bartosz, playing alongside him was a special moment.
Meeting him in person and getting the chance to talk with him and listen to his advice was a priceless experience for me. Like many people in Poland, I've always been a fan of his. I've followed his career closely and always watched his games on television. So it was a big surprise for me when I found out I was making my debut in the number 10 shirt. When I went into the locker room, I saw the shirts hanging there. Number 9 saying Lewandowski, number 11 saying Grosicki, and there in the middle, number 10 saying Kapustka. I was astonished, but also very proud.
Following that 8-1 win over Gibraltar in September, the Polish national team qualified for the 2016 European Championships. Kapustka secured his second cap for the team in the November international friendlies, scoring within a minute of coming on against Iceland. He followed that up by playing a full 90 minutes against the Czech Republic.
The idea of going to the Euros is there somewhere in the back of my mind, but there's still a long time to go before then. I realise that it all depends on my club performances, which could win me the trust of the coach and be my ticket to France. And a big event like that would be a fantastic opportunity for me.
Having recently turned 19, the future looks bright for Bartosz. And it won't be too long before big clubs outside of Poland will be fighting to sign him.
Hopefully, I'll eventually get those big offers, and I'll have to decide which club I should move to. But right now, I'm happy to be here playing in the Polish First Division. However, just like anyone would, I also dream of playing in the best leagues in the world. In particular, the Premier League and Bundesliga.
I just take a low-key approach to all of his success and keep reminding him that he can still improve many aspects of his game. Above all, I want him to enjoy what he does. There's no pressure coming from me. I want him to be happy. That's the most important thing.
Hailed as Polish football's next big thing, Kapustka will no doubt take the plaudits and the pressure in his stride.